Once upon a time in the land of militaristic dreams, there lived a general named Alfred von Schlieffen. He served as chief of the Imperial German General Staff from 1891 to 1906. He devised the so-called Schlieffen Plan, a strategic plan for a campaign against France. It's the early 20th century, and Europe is a powder keg ready to explode. The great powers are itching for a fight, and Germany decides to take matters into its own hands. According to their genius plan, the German forces would unleash a lightning-fast strike through Belgium and swiftly encircle Paris before the French could even say capitulation. They believed they could swiftly sweep through Belgium, wave at the French, and then turn around to face the slowpoke Russians, who were probably still figuring out how to put their uniforms on. The plan was first put to paper at the end of 1905 when Schlieffen retired and was adapted to changing international circumstances by his successor. The plan relied heavily on meticulous timing, precise execution, and of course the element of surprise, because nothing says surprise like marching your army through neutral territory. The plan was flawless, at least in theory. As the German forces entered Belgium, they encountered an unexpected roadblock: the Belgians themselves. Schlieffen's plan seemed to suggest that a little thing like violating Belgium's neutrality wouldn't be a big deal, kind of like ignoring the no parking sign at the local supermarket. Invading a country isn't as easy as it sounds, especially when the Belgians were armed with more than just waffles. The plan also conveniently ignored the fact that invading Belgium would draw the ire of Great Britain, who had made a pact to protect Belgium's neutrality. Meanwhile, the French were like, wait a minute, what's all this commotion? France had activated Plan 17, with which they were able to mobilize their armies and prepare for war. While fierce resistance by 200,000 Belgian soldiers didn't stop the German advance, it did give Britain and France time to mobilize their forces. The Schlieffen Plan was designed for Germany to defeat France in 6 weeks before Russia could mobilize. The Germans had assumed that the Russian Empire would take ages to mobilize its troops, but the Russian soldiers were mustering in record time. With its vast resources and a seemingly endless supply of soldiers, Russia posed a threat that the Germans simply could not ignore. Their hope of a swift victory faded like the morning mist. The Germans were forced to abandon their dreams of a quick victory and settle in for a long and grueling war on 2 fronts. In the end, the Schlieffen Plan was a catastrophic failure. It crumbled under the weight of its own hubris and unrealistic assumptions. The Germans found themselves bogged down in a long and brutal war, far from the swift victory they had envisioned. It serves as a reminder that no matter how well laid a plan may be, reality has a funny way of sneaking up and slapping you with a baguette. If you're enjoying what you see, subscribing is the best way to show your support. Each thumbs up is a soldier in the battle for content supremacy. Thank you for your support, and may the comedic gods bless your sense of humor.